All right, yeah. So this is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. It came out just about a month ago. It's a remake of the original Pokemon Diamond from 2006. This actually was not developed by Game Freak. Obviously, the original Pokemon Diamond was. The remakes were dealt with by, I believe it's Ilka. It's like ILCA or ICLA, who's assisted in some development with them before. But that's because Game Freak's working on Legends Arceus, which is going to be their big January release. And this is me. I'm in the post game. I've beaten the Elite Four, done some of the after game stuff. I'll just show you some of my Pokemon I've got here before I jump into like some battles.
No Psyducks?
I don't think I have a Psyduck. Oh no, I do. Look, here you go, right there for you.
We're playing everything with the Psyduck today, right?
Well, probably not. You know, it's level 10.
Boo! Boo!
Look at what he's rolling with.
It's level 10 Psyduck.
He's got a level 79 Gastrodon.
Yep.
I wouldn't be playing a level 10 Psyduck either.
You blew it already, Donovan. You didn't OP your Psyduck.
Well, I don't know. I like Psyduck, but Gold Duck, there's some more viable
you
know.
There is nothing better than Psyduck. There's no Pokemon greater. Psyduck is the greatest Pokemon ever. You just missed opportunity.
Let me introduce you to some Pokemon that I think might be better than Psyduck, but that's just my opinion. I've got my Staraptor here, level 73, started the game with. Gastrodon, also called out. Water Ground type, you can't beat that duo. This thing carried me through a lot of the game. Gyarados, classic, everybody knows and loves Gyarados. And here's a little flex. I actually caught, you might have seen me tweet about it when I was playing, I caught a shiny Ponyta, which, if you don't know Pokemon, they're like differently colored versions of Pokemon, so like Black Charizard, Red Gyarados, but they're extremely rare. I believe it's a 1 in 4,096 chance of finding one with every encounter. And usually people like do exploits and stuff to find them, but I was just playing randomly and I found one. So that's why my Rapidash has like a purple flame instead of red. I got Roserade, needed a grass type, and Infernape, which is my starter. And Infernape is actually my favorite Pokemon. We got a Bob Shafto.
Said
thank you for following.
Well, yeah, thanks for the follow. And he said, Google Cleveland Browns and they're in second place. I am assuming that is good. Hooray for briefcase.
Second place in the AFC North, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, good enough to still be in the convo.
Yeah.
Ravens will probably be in second place soon. But that's not the point. But yeah, so in my game here, I'm in Canalave City, which is home of the 6th gym. This is where you battle Byron, who's actually the father of another gym leader. And in the original Diamond and Pearl, this is actually where you get Darkrai, who's a very beloved legendary. Something cool that they added in this game, although it's a 1-to-1 remake, something new they've added is gym leader rematches, which is something people actually have been requesting for quite a while. So once you beat the game once a day, you can rebattle any of the 8 gym leaders, and they've got teams that are pretty akin to mine, like level 70s, 80s. And something I really appreciate the devs at ICLA for doing is that they've actually like really beefed up their like team composition in AI. Because if you play a Pokemon game, like the NPCs aren't too sophisticated. Like they've got like their water types, fire types, and that's it. But like they've given a lot of the gym leaders and Elite Four members competitive sets in this game. Like they have hidden abilities. They've got like items and stuff that you'd see in like VGC tournaments and whatnot. And I don't know, as somebody who likes a challenge a lot in these games, I really appreciate it. It's really cool. I know Pokemon has gotten criticized for kind of dumbing things down, especially in the recent gens. So I don't know. It's nice to get your ass handed to you by an NPC every now and then because it doesn't happen very often. So I'm going to make my way through here and re-battle Byron for you, which I actually have not done yet. I have no idea what his competitive team looks like, what he's going to do on his rematch team. So you very well might watch me get my ass kicked here. I don't know. We'll see.
See in chat that Bob is saying that almost all of the football he has watched has been from my Bizarre Wolverine streams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I understand. I feel your pain.
That's an interesting perspective to have.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people where that's the case. Like, they're not really sports fans, but
yeah,
Bizarre Wolverines aren't really like regular sports team anyway. Hey, is that Ryu?
Is that Ryu? No, it's one of the default guys. They've always got like fighters in here. All right, so I think I've gotten up to Byron's platform. Yep, okay. So before I battle him, I'm just gonna make sure I've got my Infernape in the first slot because he's a Steel type gym leader, and Infernape is firefighting, you know. So I'm gonna talk to him. Thanks for coming. I heard about your remarkable achievement from Rourke, which is his son, and that you've entered the Hall of Fame. No surprise there. Small wonder then that my son had such a rough time battling you, but this time I won't underestimate you or let my guard down in the slightest. Brace yourself and let's begin. And they've got a cool little intro animation here. I like Baron.
There's a Pokemon Hall of Fame.
When you beat the Elite Four and the champion, you get put in the Hall of Fame, which is what they call it. You and your Pokemon. Yeah. And
so it's like, is Pikachu in the Hall of Fame?
I don't have a Pikachu in the Hall of Fame on this one, but you could you can look at all your Pokemon and they have like ribbons that'll say like Sinnoh region champion Hall of Fame, blah blah blah.
Okay.
It's a bonus if you kind of do the legacy thing where you transfer Pokemon up. You can have a Pokemon that's like in 4 different Hall of Fames or is a champion in 4 different regions. So Byron sends out a Skarmory. I'm just gonna flamethrower him here.
Are there like induction ceremonies for the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's a brief thing. I have a video of it on my Switch somewhere. I don't know if I'd be able to get through it for again. But yeah, they spotlight all your Pokemon. They're like, here's your Infernape that you met on Route 5. And then they do their little dance and whatnot. It's a cute little thing they've got going.
Damn. Do we need to have a little dance for our induction this week?
That'd be lovely.
Oh, we could. We certainly could. But yeah,
I like that about Japanese culture, though, Blake. You know how like there's just like pop-up dance concerts.
Oh, man, there's just like
everywhere.
There are just kids and dance crews like hanging out at like every park.
Yeah.
In Japan and like going over routines and stuff like that and like busting out their moves. Like we saw somebody like in the middle of the night just had like a little Bluetooth speaker on them and they were like there was this like mirrored like window
building.
Yeah, and they were just standing in front of it like practicing their moves like just like middle of the night just out there popping and locking.
Yeah, like Japanese teens practice breakdancing like I don't know, American teens. I don't know what
TikToks.
Yeah, do TikToks.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I was actually wondering, Donovan, why you didn't try to curry Blake's favor by setting up just a whole team of Psyducks.
Right?
Yeah, I showed him my one Psyduck that I've got like in my box, but it's
only level 10, Donovan. You played the game
wrong.
wrong. You don't know what you're doing. You're out of your element here, Donnie.
Yeah, you know. Golduck was never really my favorite. Being quite.
But Psyduck is. Come on.
Psyduck's great, and I love Psyduck in the anime, especially. But
also excellent in the film Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean
true.
that.
Holy crap.
Honestly, like I just want a spin-off of that movie that's just Psyduck and Pikachu.
That movie should have been called Psyduck's Friend, Detective Pikachu.
Psyduck's Friend, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Pikachu's the headliner.
I don't know. Pikachu's okay, but I mean, Psyduck's the real selling point. Psyduck's like why you make a movie like that to begin with. You know.
That Empoleon just one-shotted my Staraptor, which is not good at all. So we're gonna get that out of the way.
When you're talking about capturing them all, it means all the Psyducks.
No, I mean, this was like a pretty.
It's one Psyduck.
Like, how old is this game? The
original Diamond and Pearl came out in 2006. So that is a 15-year-old video game. Yeah, I still remember when those came out. Those were big aspects of me childhood.
So this, like, I would say the biggest thing here is the visual upgrade, right? Like, this is pretty
because
strikingly different.
Yeah, for sure. The original Diamond and Pearl, where they were still using sprites, it was still 2D for the most part. Some of the buildings had like a 3D effect to them.
Yeah,
but it was definitely still that early era Pokemon character sprites. These are fully 3D, fully animated Pokemon were not animated yet back then; they were just still images in battle. Having the characters in there, like where you can see like Byron standing behind his Pokemon. You can even see my trainer, and then the environment where you see like the lights from the gym, and you see like all the steel work in the back. That's all added flavor for the remakes.
Psyduck.
It's great. It puts it in line with a lot of the recent stuff.
Yeah, it definitely. It looks like a marriage of that new style that we've seen with like Sword and Shield.
Yeah,
but definitely still has that old school. At least the Pokemon that you're dealing with here.
I've never played a Pokemon game ever in my entire life. I have to admit.
Not even one? Wow.
No. Because you gotta understand, like, I was a teenager when Pokemon happened. So yeah, I was too cool for school. But
like,
I always loved Psyduck.
There's people your age that play Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm your age, and I've played Pokemon. I haven't played like a mainline Pokemon game in a long time. Donovan, you mentioned Arceus. Like, are you excited for that game? Are you worried? What do you think of that?
I'm really excited for it. I mean, there were definitely some concerns watching like the presentations and stuff where there's like frame rate issues and whatnot. But I don't know. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt on that kind of stuff until I actually see someone playing the game. It's like a month and a week or a month and 2 weeks out now. So I hope we learn more about it very soon. I would hope.
You would think that they're gonna do like a dedicated direct to it sometime early next year.
Yeah, that would still have to be pretty soon. I mean, early January, I guess, because it comes out like January 28th, I think. Ooh, Christy listens real quick. That's actually pretty bad. He just died. But no, looking forward to it. Open world. Again, it's another like Breath of the Wild inspired game. But Pokemon needs to try something new, so I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Damn, your monkey got murdered?
Yeah, I got earthquaked. He sent Infernape to the Shadow
Earthquake
Realm.
was super effective.
Quaked the monkey.
It's time for Gastrodon to shine.
I do need to bring out Gastrodon, you're right. I sent out Gyarados because his ground type moves won't work against Gyarados. Gyarados is part of flying type. But yeah, I probably should send in some Gastrodon work too.
Or Psyduck.
I'm really excited about Arceus too, just because like I was on the I stood in the middle where like I was in my single digit years when Pokemon Red and Blue came out, so I was there from the beginning and made it. I played up to Silver and Gold before I kind of fell off, but
great games.
I've always liked the universe and the monsters that they come up with. I just don't like I just got to a point where I was doing too many other things to do the grind all the time. And Arceus is at the very least a very refreshing idea where you have this open world and you don't go into battles and grind Pokemon all the time.
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea where it's supposed to set it's prequel technically. It actually takes place in this region that these games take place, but it's like 1,000 years in the past, and it's like when the relationship with between Pokemon and humans was like still kind of undefined, and a lot of them weren't in Pokeballs. They roamed around in the universe and whatnot.
And Pokemon roamed the world.
Yeah, Pokemon has some weird ass lore, man. Like even in the city I'm in, there's a library, and in the library, one of the books says like there was a time before like Pokemon were companions. There was even a time where the distinction between a Pokemon and a human was non-existent. And I'm like, what does that mean? It's weird.
Yeah, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, when you dive into it, it's like, all right, but yeah, I'm always interested, and I love also that they never like scaled back on any of the weird lore stuff either. Like as the series kind of blew up, even in Legends Arceus, if you watch like the directs when they're talking about like the new Pokemon, like Basculin is like this river fish, and it's getting a new form in Legends Arceus, and then in the Nintendo Direct they're like, the new Basculin form was created when a bunch of fish were trying to swim upstream and died, and their souls now haunt the river. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a 10-year-old game.
there's another one after that, Zorua and Zoroark, where like it's a fox that's like cute as a button, but its story is like these are fox Pokemon who were driven out of their homeland by humans. Because of that, they developed a ghost personality and took on a bitter state or something like that. The spiteful fox.
Forced to live in the wintry mountains and like died because they couldn't survive the temperatures. And now they're just like ghost types. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Feel good game.
What's the backstory for those Bong Pokemon?
Oh, the Gentleman Bong Pokemon?
Yeah.
They got really baked watching Teletubbies, and now they need some potato chips.
Did you say a gentleman bong?
Have you not seen the gentleman bong? They're like, good day to you, madame. My fine associate and I happen to be baked out of our minds. Would you happen to...
Bob's right about Cubone. Even Cubone has a weird...
Yeah. Isn't that the one where he's wearing the bones of his like parents or something?
His mother.
He's a baby Kangaskhan whose mom died, so he wears her skull as a helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Game freak, man.
Did he murder his mom? Like that's
no, he honors her. Kinda.
That's some like Buffalo Bill shit or something, like Hannibal Lecter.
Like, right?
Yeah. He's like, hello, Ash. How are
Imagine
you
me
doing
reading
today?
these Pokédex entries as like an 11-year-old. Like, oh, that's scary.
But yeah, no, I think it's Wheezing becomes like a gentleman bong.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
They got a top hat and green smoke billows out of the top of their top hat, and they are totally a fucking bong.
That's the Galarian version for Sword and Shield. That's its regional variant. And I guess it's also like a smokestack because they're in London, I guess? I don't know.
Good day to you. Would you happen to have...
They're British stoners?
Yeah, I guess so. Cause,
yes,
I mean,
that's because of the top hat.
Okay, we beat Byron. That was good. I was actually
good job, Donovan.
Confident with that one.
That was
great. So
not the best battle, but you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got banged up there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Man, if you had a Psyduck on your team, probably would have gone a little further. Helped. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna show you guys the Grand Underground.
Just use the term youthful vigor.
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
Like who? What?
Oh wait, I should have went to the left. But yeah, no, because
it's fucking traversal. And this is ridiculous.
What was this gym? Was this a steel gym?
Yeah, this is steel type. Yeah, this is a steel type gym. But
I was say that guy looked an awful lot like not Brock, but like Brock type.
Well, it fits because his son is a gym leader, and his son is a rock type gym leader, which is very Brock-esque. So it fits.
There it is.
But yeah, I'm gonna go into the Grand Underground here, which is something very specific to these video games, Diamond and Pearl. Gonna play alone. But yeah, under the Sinnoh region is an entire network of tunnels that you can venture through. These were also in the original games. You can make your own secret bases. You can play with friends and visit each other's secret bases. I believe in the original games it was only local multiplayer, but now it's online. And they've also done some revamping. So here I'll show you. In here you can go mining. They've got a little mining mini game that as a kid, I had to spend so many hours doing this just because it was fun.
Yeah.
But you dig into here and you can find different treasures, stuff you can use up on the surface. You can find fossils and then take them to the museum and they'll restore it into a Pokemon, Jurassic Park style, which is really cool.
Have you ever played the game Pocket Mine on mobile?
Pocket Mine? No, I don't think I have. Is it a similar looking vibe to this?
Yeah. It's kind of like if Dig Dug in this had a baby.
Okay.
Donovan, you got a fan. You got a fan in the chat here.
Oh, that's my boy Vincent. I told him I was streaming some Pokemon on here for us. But yeah, so essentially the underground, you mine, you find different, like I found blue scales that you can use as a currency down here. But you can find like revives. I mentioned fossils. They've added statues that you can find, which play into a brand new mechanic, which I'll get into now. Something called Pokemon Hideaways that they added in this, which was not in the original. but it is these little dens that you find underground, and you can encounter rare Pokemon out in the wild. So you can see there's a Corphish, I believe. We've got a Doduo walking around. I see Voltorb. It's like a Natu.
I'll be back.
Okay.
So
but yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, you can capture them and add them to your roster. And
I can. So I should have healed. But all these hideaways are themed. So this is I believe this is like the Rocky Cave. So pretty much Pokemon you would find in a cave. But if you go to like a fiery cavern, you'll find fire types. And you can actually use these to catch old starters. So you could catch like Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle.
Oh, nice. So this is how you get like some of the old school homies back together.
Yeah. And it's a cool bonus they've added for the remakes. I really dig it. It's another fun mechanic to screw around with. Yeah, I'm gonna take out this Gloom. Actually, I might catch it, because why not?
Why not? He looks sad. Cheer him up.
Yeah, Gloom is a pretty sad Pokemon. Always drooling, always sleeping. Must be the life.
That sounds actually pretty sweet. I don't know.
It's not too bad of a deal.
Maybe.
We're gonna throw an Ultra Ball at this thing. See what we can get.
And the different balls increase your chances, right? Of capturing it?
Yeah. Yep. So Ultra Ball has a pretty high catch rate, especially for a weakened Gloom. So
they seem pretty lazy to begin with. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It kept zooming in. That's some dramatic effect right there. Messing with your head.
Yeah, they really put you on edge with that. But it's good though. I mean, obviously catching like a legendary. If I was trying to catch like Mew or Mewtwo with that, that'd be a lot more stressful of a process. Do we want to give Gloom a nickname? What should we name it?
Poop Flower.
Wait, what'd you say, TJ? What'd you got?
Poop Flower.
Can you use the word poop in a Pokemon game?
It's actually a great question. I don't know, because they have a lot of words banned on here through like the switches, whatever it is. Yeah, it's pretty silly.
Man,
Dookie Bloom.
Well, let us name it Poop Flower, so we're just gonna. I'll send Poop Flower to a box. Don't really need to use that guy right now. But I want to get out of this hideaway and go look at one of the other ones, because I see a better one nearby. Because I'm trying to catch all the starters. So if you look at the little mini map in the top left, you can see they're kind of color coded, which hints you to their the typing. So this is blue and green. It's probably like a swampy area or something like that. Riverbank Cave. Okay, so we're gonna find a lot of grass types and water types. That Weeping Bell is chasing us. Poliwhirl, Solrock, the whole gang. Oh, he caught me.
How do you remember all these Pokemon, Donovan?
I don't know, man. I've played more Pokemon than I probably should have at this point.
Religious listening of the Poke Rap at the end of every Pokemon episode.
Yeah.
Can you do the Poke Rap, Donovan?
Oh no, I cannot. No.
I bet he can, and he's just embarrassed.
No, I can't. I genuinely don't know the lyrics. Like I know the cadence, but I don't remember all of them. Because
your camera.
If I'm being honest,
oops.
Oh yeah, it did. It just RIP'd. If I'm being honest, Gen 1 wasn't really my like thing. I mean, I've played Pokemon Red and Blue. I beat Yellow when they put it on 3DS, but that was like for my time. I mean, when I came on the Pokemon, it was Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl, and then I played a little bit of Silver and Gold. My brother had it. And then, of course, I went back and whatnot. I love those original games, but I don't think they're all that great in the year of our Lord 2021.
They were very
much better Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Cheers, Info Letter.
The experience share system in of itself changed everything, because then you don't have to constantly keep a Pokemon that you just caught in rotation to make sure it levels up. It can like be in your backline and still get experience.
Yeah, exactly. It was very tedious unnecessarily, which was a pain in the ass. I'm gonna do some swapping out here just because I forgot to heal. Which gives me an opportunity to spotlight some of my other Pokemon I've got that I really like. We got this Gengar. Everybody knows Gengar. I'll throw Gengar in there. Charizard. Why? Well, no, actually, no. Keep Charizard in here.
You have a Bidoof?
But I do have a Bidoof. It's actually currently a B barrel because of the Volds. Yeah, there you go. I do have an EV, yes. There's a character in here that gives you an EV. You'll even see I've got a Mew. I've got Mew and Jirachi in here, a couple event Pokemon that they give you. I think it's like if you've got saved data from Pokemon Let's Go, they give you this one, EV. And then if you got Sword and Shield, they give you Jirachi. Which they love packing in legacy stuff like that for people because they know that we've been playing these games forever and we'll never stop. But I'll throw in a legendary on my team. What's wrong, like Giratina? This has always been one of my favorite legendaries. This is a scary ass Pokemon. It's about to pop up on screen.
So I guess my question is like, how do they keep the gameplay fresh? Like this is an older game, mm-hmm. right? But it seems in general like the core like Pokemon like gameplay mechanic hasn't really changed too much.
Mm-hmm. Like I mean, no, for sure. I mean, the formula from the beginning was like, you know, I want to be the very best. 8 gyms, Elite Four, catch them all, right? And for the most part, that has remained the case. They've deviated from it a little bit. I mean, when they did Sun and Moon, they got rid of gyms entirely. It was like this island trial shenanigan they had, which wasn't terrible. I didn't like it all that much. But as Bob Shafto says in the chat, it's Nintendo found the formula, print the money. It really hasn't deviated all that much. I mean, even Sword and Shield, you've got your gyms and stuff. I guess the charm or the draw comes in the new Pokemon that they add. I mean, every generation there's 100, 150 new Pokemon, new characters. If you're like me, you really fall in love with a lot of the characters they've got, like Dawn, the professors, Cynthia.
So it's more about the environments and the strategy that the new Pokemon add to it?
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that depends on how much you care about like the strategic element. Like, I have like a lot of friends, at least like a dozen at this point, to play, and we battle each other. We do like tournaments with each other, so we're like big into the competitive aspect. So yeah, every time they add something, it's like it's just like any fighting game, right? When they add a new fighter, they add a patch. There's a new medicine stuff. So I mean, I get a lot of kick these days out of building the perfect competitive team and like training them to take on this and coming up with good move sets and stuff like that. It's really fun for me. Not something I did at all as a kid because I couldn't be bothered to care at all about it. But yeah, I'm going to get the hell out of this hideaway, I think.
Donovan, do you play the trading card game as well?
No, I'm not really much into the Pokemon TCG. I know Greg was big into it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had the cards like everybody else as a kid. But actually playing the game and knowing how it works, not so much, no. And I wish I still had a lot of my cards. I don't, sadly.
Yeah, they'd probably be worth something now.
Yeah, I try not to think about it because I definitely, my older stepbrother a long time ago, like circa 2008, gave me like a bin of like hundreds of Pokemon cards, and I was convinced they would be worth something, and I could not tell you for the life of me where they are today. They're probably at the bottom of the landfill somewhere.
No.
But
you could have had a holofoil first edition Charizard in there worth thousands.
Yeah. Who knows, right? It's like the Kanye West meme. I guess we'll never know. But yeah, I don't know. It's wild though how crazy they spiked in value in the last year or so when they're like grown ass adults like fighting people in parking lots over them.
Yeah,
really puts it all in perspective.
Oh man, I went to a Target right as they were stocking them, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some for a friend of mine. And like the security guard comes up and he's like, there's a line out there outside the store that you're gonna have to get into to get these Pokemon. It was
what state were you in?
I was California. I just like doing voices. You know me. I've got some mental health issue that makes me do voices, I guess. But you know, no, it was in California. But like it was only like the like 8th or 9th person in line. Like there weren't a lot of people ahead of me, so like I waited. I got some Pokemons for my homie.
Nice.
You know, but goddamn, man, it is like a racket. It's crazy. Yeah, like the guy was getting the cards for it even like told me stories about like people flexing on him at a Target parking lot while he was just like waiting for it to open to get like his medication. You know, like
yeah, people are crazy, man.
It's nuts. I actually keep running into this stuff everywhere I go, though. Like, I have, like, some sort of, like, uncanny... I think it's because I just don't really care about Pokemon that much, that it's really easy for me to find this Pokemon stuff everywhere that, like, other people care about that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be it.
I did get the fancy Gold Mew from the Celebrations collection that everyone was looking for, though.
Okay, yeah, I don't even have that myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if...
I just go based off of my friend's stuff. So you're hammering stuff, which has nothing to do with Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Grand Underground. So this is a returning mechanic from the originals. Under here you can like mine, and you can find rare items, stuff you can use like in the main game. You can even something they've added in the remakes. You can find mystery shards, which are used to summon legendary Pokemon in Romano's Park. So that's how you would catch, like, Rayquaza, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Suicune, Raikou, Entei, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno. They're all back in this one.
I'll just take
it's a fun, like, mindless activity to do. yeah, you might have to take my word for it on that one. But it's just a fun, mindless activity to do.
Is there a limit?
Just a fun mini game.
Like what? How
yeah, so you see at the top, there's those lines, that zigzag line. Every time I use the hammer, it breaks further, and once it fully breaks, I'm done. So there's still items left, or else it would have already told me I finished. And I'm probably not going to win because
this is like Minesweeper, but for Pokemon kids.
Pokemon
it is pretty similar. No, for sure. But as a little one, I used to do this all the ding dong day because I just thought the minigame was fun.
All the ding dong day, love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Be right back. I'm gonna go refresh my coffee really quick.
Yeah, go get some coffee. Get me some coffee too while you're at it.
I'll bring you some coffee. Do you want cream, sugar?
Yeah, you know I do.
All right.
You got a pretty stone box.
It's a pretty stone box, yes. So I'm gonna open it here, and inside of the box is gonna be a statue of a Pokemon. And then I will tell you about the Pokemon once the statue has been revealed. Once our stream catches up here.
It wasn't a pretty stoned box. It wasn't like
no, and we know it's gonna be no for sure. And it's a Drifloon. That was a ghost type box. We got a Drifloon. Drifloon is based on a balloon, if you can't tell from its look. And Blake, we were talking about creepy Pokemon lore earlier. That's one of the creepiest ones. So Drifloon, it looks like a balloon, right? And it's got that little piece on the bottom. What it does is kids grab onto it like a balloon, and then it just floats away with them. And takes them away.
It just murders kids. It takes them up to the sky and then just drops them.
That is real in-universe Pokemon lore. That's not like me bullshitting you. No, yeah.
I love it.
Pokemon grab onto it and it just drifts away with them. Which is very disturbing, right? I mean...
that is really disturbing. That's fucked up.
Again, it's like, imagine reading that at like the age of 12.
See,
like,
Bob,
I'm not sleeping tonight.
Bob Shafto says the cool kids had the Burger King Pokemon ball holders with the cards. Burger King Pokemon ball holders. Haven't even heard about them. Devon Doom says that is terrifying. We all float down here. Pokemon is a secret post-nuclear apocalyptical world, much like Splatoon. I'd believe that. I would believe that Pokemon takes place after like a huge apocalypse.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I love the conspiracy theories. I mean, I mentioned earlier when I was telling Asif about like the book in the library that says that there was once a time where there was no distinction between humans and Pokemon as creatures. Maybe Pokemon are all like nuclear mutations.
Something. I don't know. I think that's just supposed to be like a beautiful thing. Like, hey, we were all living in harmony, and it didn't matter what species you were or what you looked like.
I don't know.
You think Pokemon
I remember reading that little bit of lore where they were like, Pokemon don't poop. How they get rid of their excrement is through their moves.
What? See, so they're just flinging shit at each other? What the goddamn hell? This game, Pokemon. What the fuck? That is insane.
You remind me of another one in this game. So when you can take your Pokemon to the nursery, right? It's like the daycare. and that's where you breed your Pokemon if you want to like get like one with better stats or like try to get a shiny. And they lay eggs. And one of the ladies at the nursery, if you talk to her, she's like, no one's ever actually seen a Pokemon lay an egg. We just go outside and the egg is there. It just kind of shows up. And I'm like, what do you mean no one has ever seen a Pokemon lay an egg? I'm like, explain that.
Do they not have surveillance cameras in the world of Pokemon?
It's like everything an NPC tells you in this game raises more questions than it answers. It's truly hilarious.
I mean, it's weird to begin with that like parents are just like, okay, child, go off into the world by yourself and hunt monsters. And like, oh, by the way, capture them and turn them into your slaves and make them fight for you.
As you do. Yeah. Also, today I learned that Gengar flies. I know Gengar flew. Look at that. It's flying behind me.
I believe Gengar can fly.
I mean, it makes sense. He's a ghost type, but it's something neat they've added in this game where you can have any Pokemon follow you around that you have. You can just take them out of their Pokeball. Yeah. So.
Where's the Psyduck then? Come on.
You know, he's where he belongs in the PC box. But you're gonna see in a second here. I'm gonna get my Rapidash to follow me around, and it looks pretty cool.
Ooh, look at it galloping. That's a really cool animation, actually. That's really smooth.
Yeah, I dig it. They did some pretty good work with that. And you can do it with all of them. Any Pokemon that you've got, you can have follow you around like that.
Yeah, so you can have like a line of 6 of them, right? Like, you can actually have your whole squad follow you.
Just an army of
Psyducks. If you go into the Amity Square Park, yeah, you can have them all with you at once. I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to do a Pokemon contest, which it's only in a couple games. This is one of them. But this is something, it's very popular like in the anime. If you know the character Dawn. She's not a Pokemon. She battles, but that's not really her thing. She does a lot of Pokemon competitions, which are like pageants for Pokemon, which is what I'm going to do today, everybody, and it's going to be really fun. Let's see, who should we enter in the coolness pageant? I say we do Gengar. Gengar's a pretty cool Pokemon.
Yeah, he is.
Hypnosis is his coolest move, apparently. Pick our ball capsule. And then we are going to... Oh, cool! I get to decide my style. All right,
I like how the one Pokemon in your lineup that is ineligible for coolness is Gyarados, because Gyarados is in every way not cool. He is mean.
Yeah, right. That's super weird. That is super weird. But here I can select my style, and something new in this game, you can actually change your clothes. As you can see, I'm not wearing the default outfit. But you can pick through everything. I'm probably not gonna wear that goofy ass contest outfit. I'll just wear the summer style, because that contest style is probably the furthest thing from cool I could possibly imagine.
That hoodie is baller, man. That Pikachu hoodie.
Yeah, the Pikachu hoodie is pretty good. I was wearing that for a while in my main playthrough. But now we're gonna enter the contest, and it actually looks really cool in this game. It's fully rendered in 3D. The contests used to look pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, back in the originals, but I like how they got them now. They've even made a rhythm game that I'm gonna do horrible at, because I'm playing with Elgato latency, but I'm gonna try my best. It should pop up for you guys in just a moment. But yeah,
the lady with the Machop looks like the type of Pokemon trainer that would like breed them together until like it gets rid of all the genes she hates, and then just leaves a box of Pokemon out in an alley somewhere that she doesn't want.
The genes she hates.
It's like she pulls a John Benet Ramsey on her Pokemon.
Oh man.
Sorry. I know that one was brutal. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Probably the parents. I don't know.
Probably. But yeah, I'm actually doing pretty alright here.
You're getting a few brilliants. I like that. It makes you play. God, I can't remember the name of the game with the drums. Taiko.
Yeah.
Makes you play Taiko Master.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar. I was just gonna say Rock Band, but yours is probably more accurate.
I'm way more woke.
They should make a Pokemon spin-off. It's just like a Rock Band clone.
Turning this into a Pokemon murder podcast, that would be great. Like Cold Case Files, but it's just all Pokemon stuff.
Well, it's like if the concept of Pokemon shows and Pokemon breeding is made into this world, then Pokemon eugenics is also probably somewhere in there.
Alex J. Kane, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much.
TJ, I'm going to show you something that's probably going to disturb you on that same note as soon as I get out of this contest, since you brought that up. You're talking about that one woman looks like the type to breed her Pokemon so she gets rid of all the genes she doesn't like. Boy, howdy, do I have something to show you.
Oh, boy.
Is there, Pokemon eugenics in this game? What the hell?
So, if I go to my own PC box here, which is these are all my Pokemon, you'll notice that I have a box that's filled with Gligar. Not just one box.
Oh,
Gligar.
No.
What?
Sadly, it's not just two. These are all Gligar that I personally bred in my own personal time. There's at least 100 in here. And I bred them for the exact reason that TJ just laid out. I wanted to get rid of the damn traits that I didn't like.
These are all your boxes of unadoptable greyhounds just sitting in your Pokebag.
Wow.
They weren't good enough.
Donovan. Wow.
None of them were good enough.
Good Lord.
They weren't perfect enough. So
you just take them back and shoot them? What the hell are you doing with these things? Yeah,
they're alive.
You're running a puppy mill. Oh my god, you're breeding them and then you're making them fight. Oh my god.
If you look from the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see all of their stats. You see HP, attack, defense, all your regular fixins. And then you'll see the IV judge, which says pretty good, best, decent, fantastic. I refuse to have a Gligar that doesn't have at least 5 best. So if you have less than 5 best, then I had to
Daddy doesn't love you. He puts you in a box with the rest of your brethren. Oh my god!
They simply weren't good enough to be brought into battle.
Wow.
So they were left here.
What do you do with them? Do they just wait there to die?
I guess they just waste away. Wow. And then eventually...
You send them to the farm upstate.
Yeah, there you go. Send them to the upper region. But eventually, I got this Gligar that I'm going to show you now. That has 5 best stats. And it's perfect. Look, at the bottom it says amazing stats. This is what I was looking for. So this is the one that's going to be on my team once I train it and give it some more, some better moves. But yeah, that was just to speak to TJ's point on eugenics and Pokemon.
Man, Bob Sheftus is just curious from you all, but has Pokemon ever established the concept of governments? All I know is there's free healthcare for all and an Italian mafia. Lawless man.
There's an organized military because the electric trainer from the first game, I forget his name, but
Surge is
Lieutenant Surge. He is a soldier that fought in a war and that they used Pokemon in.
Yeah, and again, that's one of those what WTF lore moments in Pokemon because they never tell you about a war. There's no lore there. It's just one random character says, "Oh yeah, I fought in the war."
The Pokemon Wars.
What war? It had to have been recent because Lieutenant Surge is in his 50s, maybe. It's not like God. This was 100 years ago.
Does that mean there were Psyduck Ops instead of Psyops?
But then
that's pretty good.
But then in X and Y, they actually dig into that lore, TJ, which was the 2013. It was the first 3D Pokemon game. They actually it's explicitly part of the story. There was a character that fought in a war and he lost his Pokemon. It died. It was gone. And then it comes back to him after 300 years. It's a whole thing. And I think the assumption is that's the same war that Surge is talking about, but then the timeline doesn't add up. It's weird. I try not to think about it. It makes my brain hurt. But
probably just a one-off comment in a video game that nobody thought would be referenced 100%, decades later.
100%. Whatever programmer at Game Freak just thought that'd be a cool backstory because Lieutenant Surge wears camo pants. That's it. And then it became a whole thing. But no, to Bob Shafto's point though about is there a government? It's weird, right? Because there's police officers. The champion is kind of like a president, but not really. They're like an ambassador more so than an actual leader. So yeah, I don't know. It kind of varies region by region, but there is no governing body. No, people just kind of listen to the professor. In the world of Pokemon, everybody listens to the scientists and the experts. So there you go.
A world ruled by science couldn't be ours.
Yeah, it's perhaps one of the more fantastical elements to the franchise. But I made my way to the battle tower, which is a fun place to get sweaty in the post game here, which is exactly what I'm gonna do because who doesn't like getting a little sweaty? Because I haven't done some battles in a minute, I'm going to get some of my team here. And
Garchomp. Or no, whatever the first version of Garchomp is.
Yeah, I have a Gibble. Oh wait, so I was already on that page. Yeah, and actually somebody gave me this Gibble, I think. Oh no, this is mine. I caught it. But Gibble is great. It should pop up on stream in just a moment here. Yeah, Gibble is like a land shark, or Garchomp is a land shark, but I love the design of it. Always a classic. Dragon Ground. Can't really go wrong. He's like
60% mouth.
Yeah.
What are those things on the side of his head?
Those are he's like a hammerhead. Those are like his hammerhead fins on his head.
Well, why aren't his eyes there then?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's like a hammerhead shark if a hammerhead shark was also a dragon that lived on the ground and not in the water.
So it's not a hammerhead. It's like a hammerhead shark, but not at all. It's like a hammerhead. If a hammerhead shark didn't live in its environment and didn't have its eyes where a hammerhead shark was, and wasn't a hammerhead shark, it'd kind of be like that.
That's an explanation though for a lot of Pokemon. It's like it's this animal if X and Y and Z and this and that.
Oh, let's see. Bob says, reminds me of the theory that in the first ever Pokemon, you accidentally killed Gary's favorite Pokemon, which is why he wants revenge.
That's a great theory. I've always loved that one. The one he's talking about, yeah, it's from Red and Blue. Because you obviously your rival Blue in that game, or Gary, whatever you want to name him. You battle him very frequently, and like early in the game, he has a Rattata. And obviously, when you battle him, you defeat his Pokemon. And then later in the game, he's in Lavender Town, which is where like the infamous like Pokemon graveyard is, like one of the more controversial things about that game. And he's there, and he doesn't tell you why, I don't think, but he's like at a grave or standing in front of one. And then later in the game, when you battle him on the SS Anne, which is a ship, he doesn't have his Raticate anymore. He has a different like Pokemon in his party, and that's the conspiracy, is that you killed his Rattata or his Raticate, and that's why he like hates you so much, and why he wants to get back at you. I've always liked that theory.
Is the graveyard from the Pokemon Wars? Like, is it like the Memorial Graveyard?
It's weird. Again, they don't say that. They're very vague about it. They're like, oh, it's where like people come to visit like their lost Pokemon, or like when their Pokemon pass. They never say die or death or kill, but they allude to it, and it's straight up a graveyard. And obviously Lavender Town is super controversial because that's the town where there was like the old rumor that like it caused a bunch of people to like commit suicide with the music. Like they said that the music was like some sort of like hypnotic thing. It's weird. I don't know. But it's the ones that's like do 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 do. So then they like changed it in subsequent games.
Nah.
It's like this. It's like an old like legend, I guess, that it caused a bunch of people like overseas to kill themselves. But I don't know. It's a very controversial part of those original games. Just for the Pokemon graveyard alone.
What is the Pokemon graveyard? That sounds like the most cheerful graveyard ever.
I don't know, because there's ghost type Pokemon, Blake, so you probably just run into a lot of like Gengar and Ghastlies and things that will cause you harm.
Do you know of a lot of happy graveyards?
Yeah.
It's also a good question.
I'm not saying I know of a lot of happy graveyards, I'm just saying like a Pokemon graveyard probably like has like some cheerful statues at least. Right? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. They all kind of just like tombstones in this game. I might actually show you a Pokemon graveyard if I get out of this battle fast enough.
Oh, that's the cheerful, fun stuff people come to watch Pokemon live streams for. I mean, Pokemon graveyards.
To be fair, some people are fascinated by graveyards. You ever see people like on Instagram that'll like take pictures in front of tombstones? I always thought that was pretty weird.
Hey man, I wore a trench coat and had long black hair in high school, so Graveyards were...
Did you ever send those pictures actually of that? Or did I miss that?
I've never found those pictures. I have to find the pictures before I can send the pictures, so...
Alright, that's fair.
Yeah, if I can find some Goth Blake pictures... If MySpace was still around, I'd probably be able to find some there. But...
Oof, yeah. That was an era. I had a MySpace. Way back in the day.
I was going to ask, are you going for Goth Blake or Silent Bob Blake?
Well, here's the thing. You end up going for Silent Bob whether you want to or not, It's like, you can't just be an individual. You can't just be a person when you're a fat person. You have to, be compared to every famous fat person in the cultural zeitgeist. So, but I did, honestly, I made it work for me. I went as Silent Bob for several Halloweens, and it worked fantastically. And I love Kevin Smith films, but yeah, man, trying to be a chubby fat goth with a beard, you're just Kevin Smith when you're a teenager. That's just all there is to it. Yeah.
Children are cruel is the lesson of the story.
Existence is cruel, Donovan. Existence. It wasn't just children. It wasn't just children. Imagine me 13 and you have adults comparing you to Chris Farley because you're funny and fat.
Well, yeah. I think I've said it before, but one of the few times I've ever shaven my beard clean since I've been able to grow a beard, somebody was like, "Oh, you look like Meatloaf," and I never shaved my beard off again.
Yeah.
Because Meatloaf, great singer, not a very attractive person.
Hey, I don't know. I think he needed it. I think he should. I mean, he needed a haircut, but it wasn't nothing too wrong with Meatloaf. He had he was very eccentric. Just for a Ren fair. But I understand, TJ. I understand all too well, right?
Yeah.
Don't know why we gotta I don't know why we're getting into my traumatic childhood now, but I guess Pokemon, it makes sense. The Pokemon just brings it up, up all that whole era there. Oh man.
And that is funny stuff.
Man, what did you just beat Steve Vai or Zach Wild? What's going on here?
Yeah, that lame Rockstar dude wanted to battle and he got beat.
Hey, that's 2 games in a row where a guy with a guitar has gotten beat down.
Oh yeah,
he straight up ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else did he do at that point? But flee. Alright, I'm gonna show you the Pokemon graveyard before I have to get out of here.
I do have a question, Donovan. Did you ever get a chance to check out Monster Hunter Stories this year?
Monster Hunter Stories, I didn't. I saw some people play it. I haven't played it myself, but I know it drew comparisons to Pokemon a lot.
It had a lot of Pokemon elements in it that honestly, I was kind of happy. It was kind of cool to see that stuff outside of the Pokemon franchise and done well.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be up my alley. I should just add it to my endless list of games to play over winter break. But it does seem quite good. This is a graveyard.
There's no cheerful statues. It is pretty vibrant for a graveyard, I will say.
You've got that going for it. Really not much else in there. Sometimes you'll run into ghost-type Pokemon and stuff if you hang around too long. Which is exactly what I just did. You'll see in a second. But here's on the second floor, some more sophisticated graves.
Can you, grave rob?
Unfortunately, no, you cannot.
Unfortunately.
No.
Just a bat hanging out at a graveyard? That makes sense.
Yeah, it's fitting.
You're gonna kill him?
Ghastly, but... No, I'll spare the Zubat.
Man, I really gotta say, the Infernape design feels like it was really inspired by the Journey to the West style monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Man, this is adorable. I really wish you'd shown off more Psyduck today, though. I mean, that's just me personally. But
Well, how about I end my stream here by opening up my Pokédex and finding Psyduck for you, and we can look at Psyduck in all its glory.
Yay.
Man, I really need to find some more of these National Dex Pokemon. Here we go.
So, I went and got that tattoo the other week, and before I left, I talked with my tattoo artist about doing a Psyduck tattoo the next time they're in town. It's oh, look at how adorable it is. Oh, what adorable little web feet. It's not grabbing its head though. Like this is how I feel every day, guys. Every day of my life, right here
there we go.
on my screen. This is how I feel. Just grabbing my head, going Psyduck.
Look, I'll make it grab its head if you.
There we go.
It's gonna do it just like. Yeah.
I see it. It's adorable. Like, come on, Psyducks are just great.
Yeah.
What?
Wonderful.
Do you really have a Psyduck setting Mr. Mime on fire tattoo? Bob, do you really have this, Bob? Because please tweet it at me. Like, I want to see this because I've been trying to figure out like what I'm gonna get if I get a Psyduck tattoo. Because I was thinking about maybe just getting this by itself, right?
Yeah.
But then I thought maybe I could get like a bunch of Psyducks, like one with like the bottle of like sake, and then like one with like the red cheeks, just get like all the Psyduck memes, like like walking in a row or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, get a Psyduck tattoo of him setting Mr. Mime on fire.
That could be good. I don't know if I'd ever want to have Mr. Mime on my body.
Yeah.
I think that would be the issue there. A weird looking Pokemon if I've ever seen one.
What if I just get Psyduck pissing on a Ford logo or a Chevy logo?
Like that Calvin
Like
Hobbes.
how exactly? Yeah. The knockoff Psyduck peeing on a fucking car logo of some sort. Yes. And then another one of Psyduck praying to a cross. It says no fear underneath it in like Ravage 90s writing. Well, Donovan, dude, you did a fantastic job of showing off Pokemon today. Despite my constant beratement for more Psyduck, you still managed to show us some cool other things. This looks fun. It's adorable. I mean, Pokemon, solid franchise, and this was a great outing for them this year. I feel like bringing this back for fans. And especially, this was like what you cut your teeth on as far as Pokemon is concerned, right?
Yeah, for sure. These are still some of my favorite games of all time, the original Diamond and Pearl. One of my big influences early on.
Nice.
I'm not giving Psyduck Guy Fieri hair, Bob. I'm sorry. That's just all there is to it. Psyduck weighs half as much as your character in the game, Donovan. And your character is adorable, too, by the way. Your little chibi character, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like the art style they went with.
Yeah, you can see how much your Pokemon weigh against you.
You can see, you can see weight and height in the Pokedex if you've caught a Pokemon. Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to mess around with. They got a bunch of weird stuff like that.
So you haven't caught the pig monkeys yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I might not either.
Alright. Cool. Let's, So we're about to head into the Hitman 3.
Nice.
But
just sitting here thinking,
I'm telling people to hop in.
Even if Donovan did release those Glygars into the wild, I wonder if they could survive on their own for as long as he's kept them in that box.
They're just like, Father, why do you not visit us, Father? I don't know if they talk. That's what they would sound like, probably. Or maybe they'd be like, Papa, why, Papa? Why?
Yeah. It's a shame, it really is, but no regrets.
Oh my god, I love this weight check thing. I saw one where somebody put like the heaviest. I think it was Giratina, and it like shot
it just
your
launches
character.
you.
It launches you up not only to the moon, but through the moon.
We're going through the moon.
I've got a good one coming up for you, TJ, in a second. It's gonna be.
Oh wow!
There you go.
Gyarados.
Yeah.
518.1 pounds. Finally.
I think it's Giratina, but if you put Giratina on there, it launches your character up through the moon.
Ready to see if I can find Giratina. Oh, yeah, I can. That should be easy. Wait, it's not in there. But yeah, while I look for that, it has been a blast. Thank you for letting me spotlight some Pokemon on here. I wanted to stream one of these games for a long time, so that was very exciting. And here we go, Giratina to
close it out.
To close it out, yeah, we're gonna throw Giratina on the weight scale. First off, look at that height difference. Jesus Christ. All right, here you go. Oh boy.
Whoa, whoa, through the moon. Dang. You're dead. Oh man, you are dead right now, Donovan.
That's so rough.
You went through the moon. That was amazing. That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
It looks like the one and only Bill Lavoie is here. Hello, Bill Lavoie.
Hello, hello.
Hey, buddy.
Howdy, howdy.
TJ, if you wouldn't mind changing the title again for me.
Yes, I got it.
You know what? That was great, Donovan. Thank you so much. We're going right into Hitman 3, I think, though.
Sweet.
Y'all are ready.
Should I hit stop streaming here?
Yeah, you can hit stop streaming. I'm transitioning right into Hitman 3 right now. Here it comes. Gonna turn down the volume on it a little bit. And bam! Here we are. Now, Bill,